Hello class 9. Today we will start chapter 5, that is the Europe in the 20th century. And today's our first topic will be Russia, and there we will see how Russia transformed from Tsarism to socialism. In Russia there was a completely autocratic rule, and from this autocratic rule how Russia was transformed into a socialist country, that we will see. So what we see first is that there was Tsarism in Russia. Tsarism or Tsardom means there was a rule of Tsar. Now in Russia what we see that Ivan the Fourth was the first Tsar of Russia. And this title Tsar in Russia, it means the supreme ruler. So in Russia we see that Tsar means supreme ruler, and Ivan the Fourth was the first Tsar of Russia. And we see that after these the Romanov dynasty was set up. Romanov dynasty was set up in 1693, and it was Michael Romanov who set up the Romanov dynasty. This setting up of the Romanov dynasty was also a very revolutionary thing, because we see that this Romanov dynasty was set up through a revolution, with the help of a revolution, and Michael Romanov was the founder of the Romanov dynasty. Now here what we see is that Tsarist rule, this Tsarist rule continued in Russia till 1917, till the beginning of the Russian Revolution, the famous Russian Revolution, which we will read in this chapter. So till 1917 the Tsarist rule continued, and what we see is that the Tsarist rule was basically autocratic rule. Autocratic rule means where the government have all the power and the people are not given any power to decide anything. The ministers were selected by the Tsar, and the will of the Tsar was the law of the state. So autocratic, complete autocratic rule was there, and we see that in Russia this Tsar was the supreme and most important power, and whatever the Tsar said, that had to be followed. So the Tsar's power was the ultimate power, and the people's will was suppressed. The will of the Tsar was everything, and the people's view, people's opinion and people's will was not given any importance. So what we see that in Russia several revolution or revolt had occurred to control the power of the Tsar, but these revolts have not become successful, and this revolt could not take away the power of the Tsar. Now in this situation, what we should remember the name of the Tsars, that is some important Tsars we should remember, that is Catherine. Catherine, who became the Tsar after the Romanov dynasty. After the end of the Romanov dynasty, Catherine became the Tsar of Russia. That is after Peter. Peter was a very well-known ruler of Russia, well-known Tsar of Russia. After Peter, it was Catherine who became the Tsarina actually. She was the only female Tsar of Russia. Catherine became the Tsarina of Russia, and Catherine's rule came to be known as the Golden Rule in Russia. However, what happened is that afterward, it was the rule of Alexander I, who was very autocratic. Then there was rule of Nicholas the One. Then again there was the rule of Alexander II. And then again there was the rule of Nicholas II. These were the famous Tsars of Russia, where we see Alexander the One was very autocratic, and he was also assassinated. After that Nicholas became the ruler. Nicholas I himself was very autocratic, and during his time the Crimean War took place, where Russia suffered a huge defeat. Alexander II was a very well-known and popular Tsar, and he gave some concession. He gave certain concessions to the Russian people, and it was during his time that the Emancipation Statute was passed, as we have read in the last chapter, that it was Tsar Alexander II who passed the Emancipation Statute to free the serfs from their bondage. Now Nicholas II was the last Tsar, and during his time the Russian Revolution broke out, and Russia moved towards socialism, and the system of Tsardom or Tsarism came to an end in Russia with the rule of Nicholas II, and Nicholas II was the last Tsar of Russia. So what we see is that during all these czars, this Alexander I and Nicholas I, and during Alexander II, there were many revolutions and revolt. So during Nicholas I, there was a Decembrist revolt, and we see this Decembrist revolt was named so because it started in the month of December. So those who were revolting against this system of Tsardom, they were actually imprisoned by Nicholas. Again, when Alexander II came to power, he saw the condition of Russia in the Crimean War, and he immediately stopped the Crimean War. He was actually a very liberal ruler, so he came to be known as Tsar the Liberator. Alexander II came to be known as Tsar the Liberator. Now we see that he gave many liberty and concessions to the people, but when he saw that the people are raising their voice against Tsarism, against the system of Tsardom, then he again became autocratic. That is, Alexander II also became autocratic. Now after this, we see that in Russia, the Narodnik movement started during the rule of the Tsars, especially during Tsar Nicholas I. The Narodnik movement started. Now the word Narodnik basically means common people in Russia. In Russian word, the common people are known as Narod. So the revolt which was started by the common people came to be known as the Narodniki or the Narodnik movement. Now this term later came to be equivalent with the peasant rather than common people. It became the peasant. So Narod means common people, but basically it became a peasants. The movement which was started, it became the peasants movement. So Narodnik or Narod were meant for, the word was used mainly for the peasants, those who followed the way of the peasants to bring about change in the Russian society. They came to be known as the Narodnik or the Narods. Now this revolt was also brutally suppressed by the Tsar. As it was brutally suppressed, so this movement failed, this Narodnik movement failed, but a secret society was formed which came to be known as the Narodnya Volya. There we see the Narodnya Volya was the secret society or the terrorist organization. This terrorist organization was formed as this movement failed. It was brutally suppressed by the Tsar, so the Narodnya Volya or the secret society of the terrorist organization was formed to bring about change in Russia or to take some steps against the Tsars of Russia. So here we see a big change was coming in Russia, and this mainly started from the peasants who were oppressed and tortured in the Russian society. So what we see is that this terrorist organization played an important role in bringing about an end to the system of Tsarism. But the main thing that happened is the formation of the Socialist Party of Russia, which was formed in Switzerland. In 1883, we see that the first party, which was the Marxist Party, the first party based on socialist ideology, was formed in Switzerland. Russian Marxist Party, we can call it. Marxist Party of Russia was formed in Switzerland. This was formed in Switzerland, and the party's name was the Group of Laborers. So this was a group for liberation of the laborers. The name of this party was Group for Liberation of the Laborers. So we see that it was basically a laborers party which was formed in 1883, and afterward we see that the RSDP was formed. RSDP which was formed, and the leader was Lenin. Lenin's name you all have heard. His actual name was Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, and he was popularly known as Lenin. RSDP is the Russian Socialist Democratic Laborers Party. So this Laborers Party was formed, which organized different revolutions in different places and wanted to bring about an end to the Tsarist system in Russia and this party's main aim was to establish socialism and equality in the Russian society. So Lenin was the lead figure in this party, the Russian Socialist Democratic Liberals Party. There Lenin was the lead figure, and we see that it was due to his initiative that in 1917 the Russian Revolution took place. In 1917 the Bolshevik Revolution or the Russian Revolution took place. We can call it the Bolshevik Revolution because it was started by the Bolshevik party. This Bolshevik party was formed by Lenin. Lenin was the head of the Bolshevik party, and this Bolshevik party started the revolution in Russia, which came to be known as the Russian Revolution. And this date actually we see marked the change of everything. It marked the change of Russia completely, and the Soviet Union was formed. And we see that with this formation of the revolution, the Russian Tsardom came to an end, and Nicholas II, the last Tsar of Russia, was almost forced to abdicate his throne. So Tsardom came to an end in Russia with the Bolshevik Revolution. So this is the background in which we will read the Russian Revolution in our next class. So I think that this background is clear. What was the system of Russia before the coming of socialism? There was Tsardom, and Tsars were so autocratic and so torturous that the people wanted a change. The Narodny movement failed and Decembrist movement failed. In 1905 also another Russian revolution started, which also failed. So all the movement which was started against the Tsar, those movements were brutally suppressed by the Tsar. Tsar implemented so much power that the movements failed, and due to the failure of this movement, the Russian people were having so much grievances against this system of Tsardom that they were trying to replace this system completely. And in this situation, Lenin rose to power. Lenin, or Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, rose to power, formed the Bolshevik party, and started the revolution in Russia, which came to be known as the Bolshevik Revolution. And this revolution actually helped in establishing socialism in Russia. So this was Russia's transformation from Tsarism to socialism. This is the background, and in this background we will read the Russian Revolution of 1917. Thank you.